Okay, guys, I got you a little more probability practice. So these are very similar to the probability questions that you have on your exam. So let's go through these and see how to work them. All right, so the first one, 2 dice are rolled. Find the probability that the score on the dice is 11. So what you got to do is think about, you're rolling, and you've got 2 dice, and you want to figure out how to get a sum of 11. Well, the only ways to get sum of 11 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is a 6 and a 5. So you could roll a 6 and a 5, or you could roll a 5 first and then a 6. Okay, so there are 2 ways to get a sum of 11. Okay, you have 36 possible rolls, 36 possible scores, I should say, instead of rolls, 36 possible scores. So, because the 6 times the 6, right, so the ways to get 11, you've got 2 out of 36 ways to get 11, and you want to reduce that to 1 out of 18. All right, when a single card is drawn from an ordinary 52-card deck, find the probability of getting a jack. So you want to think there are 4 jacks in 52 cards. So the probability of getting one of those jacks would be 4 out of 52, which reduces to 1 out of 13. So that one's not bad at all. All right, let's look at the next 2. The bag contains 9 red marbles, 5 blue marbles, and 2 green marbles. What's the probability of choosing a blue marble? So first you want to do is figure out how many total marbles you got. So you have 9 plus 5 plus 2. Okay, so when you add that up, you get 16 total marbles. And you want the probability of a blue marble, well, then you've got 5 blue out of 16. A spinner has regions numbered 1 through 15. What's the probability that the spinner will stop on an even number or a multiple of 3? So you've got 15 total regions, and they're numbered 1 through 15. So it would be great to draw out a spinner and divide it into 15 sections, but this works too. You've got 15 sections. All right, so you want to stop on either an even number. So let's look at our even numbers first. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. Or now you've also got one that could be a multiple of 3. So a multiple of 3 would be, all right, anything 3 goes into. So 3 goes into 3, 3 goes into 6, but it's already circled. 3 goes into 9, 3 goes into 12, but it's already circled, and 3 goes into 15. So you've got 15 total regions, and how many did I circle? I circled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 15, which would reduce that by 5, reduce it to 2 over 3. All right, and then 2 more. Container A has balls numbered 1 through 8. Container B has balls numbered 1 through 4. So we've got A with 1 through 8. And then we've got B with 1 through 4. All right. What's the probability that a 4 is drawn from A followed by a 2 from B? So this is, we're talking about doing it, without replacement. All right, so probability that a 4 is drawn from A. Well, how many 4s do you have in A? You just have 1. Okay, so 1 out of 8 to get that 4, right, followed by a 2 from B. Well, you only have 1 2 in there, so that's 1 ball out of 4. And then when you're doing without replacement, you're just going to multiply those. And so the probability of getting that is 1 out of 32. All right, and then the last one. How many ways can a committee of 5 be selected from a club with 10 members? And so that's when we did this. That was that the N choose R, that combination, and you had that formula. Okay, so in this case, N is how many members that you got. All right, so we've got 10 members, and the R is how many I'm choosing, which is that 5. So I'm going to do 10. I want to do the 10 choose 5. All right, so remember, what your formula said. Your formula said was that you start with n and it's times n minus 1 times n minus 2. You keep counting it down all the way down to you get n minus r plus 1, okay, over r factorial. So before I can fill that in, I need to figure out what n minus r plus 1 is. So if you fill that in, that would be 10 minus 5 plus 1, or 6. So on the top, you start with n, which in our case is 10, and you keep counting it down till you get to that part which we just figured out was 6. Okay, so you're going to do 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. And on the bottom you got r factorial. Well, r is 5, so you got 5 factorial. 5 factorial is just 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And you can do some reducing right here. You can punch that straight into your calculator, but on the top I got 30,240, and on the bottom I got 120. So when you divide that out, you get 252. Okay. All right, so I hope this helps with the problem you have on your exam. And make sure you come and see me if you got any questions.